This is 27 Down, the perfect podcast for the perfect game. Welcome, guys. CJ's out today again. We're not going to talk about why, but today we're going to talk about the Nationals and how they are destroying Houston. The score was 12-3 last night, and we had a bunch of home runs from random players. I know Suzuki hit one in the 7th, Eden hit one in the 8th, and Taylor hit one in the 9th. It was a pitch hit home run, I believe. We're also going to talk about Knicks a little bit and the Nets. The season just went underway. They both lost last night, but if you watched both games, they both look so much better than they have over the past couple of years. I know the Nets were a playoff team last year, and they were fun to watch, but they went into overtime last night. They lost by 1 point. The Knicks lost by 9, but that was a more competitive game. So let's just jump back into the Nationals. Going into last night's game, Justin Verlander was 0-4 with, I believe, a 5.80 ERA over 5 starts in the World Series. That's obviously dreadful, and he got another loss last night, so make that 0-5. If you look back on what the series was with the Yankees, I don't want to say that we got beat. I think that there were a ton of mistakes met on both sides. The Astros really weren't that great with their pitching, and if you go over the stats, we were both pretty even. My biggest issue with the Yankees is that we had runners in scoring position quite often, and we didn't do much. We had the bases loaded like every day, it felt like. I felt like every game we had bases loaded at least once, if not twice, and I know we saw the Didi Grand Slam against the Twins, and that was great, but we needed that type or even a single or a double during those opportunities. I know we saw Gary Sanchez strike out once on, I think, 3 or 4 pitches. That's frustrating. And it's frustrating to then see the team that beats us go on to the World Series, lose the first game, and get destroyed in the second one. They're now going to go to Washington for the next 3 games, and I'm pretty sure Washington's going to win at least 2. I would be surprised if they don't at this point. We'll see who Houston goes with, but the problem is they've been overworked at a level that the Nationals have not been this postseason. The Nationals have already swept their opponent. I believe they've won the last 8 games. I got to double check on that, but I believe that's the case. I know they swept their last opponent. So, you know, if you look at their record for the season, there were 93 and 69 teams. So everyone going into the playoffs goes, oh, they're nothing. But it's the playoffs. And at the beginning of the season, I think a majority of us had the 4 best teams: the Dodgers, the Nationals, the Yankees, and the Astros. And those are the 4 teams that made the most noise. I know the Dodgers were out in the first round, but they were still, 106-7 win team. So yeah, let's just go over the 2 pitchers from last night. It was Strasburg and Verlander. Strasburg also struggled in the first. They both came out of it having given up 2 runs. Verlander does that a lot. He seems to have issues in the first, but then rolls pretty strong throughout the rest of the game. Not until the 7th inning. Last night in the 7th, I believe he gave up 3 or 4 runs. The Nationals scored 6, but he gave up a home run to Suzuki, and then they took him out, and the next inning, Eden got a home run off James, and then Taylor got a home run in the 9th. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to talk about regarding that series because it seems like it's going really, really fast, and the next 2 pitchers we're going to see are probably Corbin and Greinke. Greinke's been dreadful all postseason, and I think he's probably going to be dreadful again. I don't like the matchup for the Astros because, one, the Nationals have Soto, who is young and he's insane. He's so good. And Springer and Bregman really are not hitting what they should be hitting right now. Those are the 2 guys they need to step up. Altuve is a little shit. He's going to hit all the time anyway. There's nothing you can do about that. He hits everyone, especially the Yankees. So expect him to continue to hit. But I think the issue with the Astros is that they're not hitting and their aces are not pitching at their ace level, and that's why they're going to lose, because they don't have a bullpen, at least not a bullpen as consistently good as what ours was. Strasburg was all right. He went, 6 full innings. He gave up 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, 1 home run. Then they put in Fernando Rodney, Rainey, and Guerrero. So the next game is tomorrow, and then, like I said, it's going to be Corbin versus Greinke, and we're going to see if Corbin was worth the money that the Yankees didn't want to give him. And that also brings us, back to the offseason from last year. Did we need Corbin? Yeah, we probably did. Is it worth that kind of money? Not if it means we don't get Cole this year. I want Cole over anyone. You have a kid who is going to be 29 years old. He got 315 strikeouts this year. I believe he did like 297 the year before. He's consistently good, and he's part of the reason why we didn't get past the Astros. And we've wanted him for over a decade. I believe we drafted him in 2008. That should be your number one move. I don't care if it costs $250 million. That should be the move that we focus on. If it means letting Didi go, then you let Didi go, because we have Torres and we have DJ LeMahieu, who should probably get a 3-year extension based on how he played last year. Knowing the Yankees, they're going to be cheap bastards, though, so we'll see. We can talk about how the Astros just switched from being a National League team after the 2012 season, 2013 season is when they were an American League team. And, it's a complete rebranding. We've seen that with the New Jersey Nets moving to Brooklyn. And that was my team. It's not the same team anymore. It's a completely different team. It's a different feel. And I know that they're moving from New Jersey to Brooklyn, so you can have that kind of aspect. But you're taking a National League team and you're moving it to the American League. Those are 2 different divisions that play completely different baseball. So you're telling me these 12-year-old fans right now were fans 4 or 5 years ago when the team was losing and they made this drastic switch? I really don't think they were. These new Astros have only had 2 horrible seasons in the history of their existence. You want to know how many the Yankees have had? A lot more than that. We've also had a lot more winning seasons than them too. So cut the crap with how arrogant you guys are being, because it is hilarious how upset you are after 2 games. You talked so much shit last week about how awful the Yankees are and and making fun of us. Now I'm going to mock the shit out of you when you get swept. And that's going to be 10 times more painful than losing to you last week. Because you guys are expected to win, and you were expected to be the one sweeping, not get swept. That's all the time we got for you guys today. This is 27 Down Perfect Podcast for Perfect Game. Take care, guys.